Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best flashlights.
Starting at number 5.
Fenix PD36 R1600. We measured a max lumen output of 1536 for Fenix's PD36R, very close to the advertised 1600. And in our practical testing, the PD36R performed quite well. We ran to the limits of our test area when examining beam drop-off. The beam projected is primarily an effective, focused spot, with a dimmer area surrounding it. We could easily identify our flat gray silhouette at 110 meters, reaching well beyond the reflective cones we had set out. We found testing runtime to be a bit of a challenge. Like so many other LED flashlights, when set on their highest setting, the light dims if you leave it on for extended periods. There are typically two reasons for this: managing the heat created by the LED and preserving battery life. Regarding heat, we did experience the PD36R getting hot during use, with a maximum temperature at the bezel measured at 127 degrees. While this wasn't where we would hold the flashlight, it still got to around 115 degrees near the mode button.
Coming at number 4.
Ledlenser 500897 P5R. Ledlenser's P5R is another great example of why you shouldn't grade a flashlight solely on the lumen output. With its claimed lumens of 420, we were able to measure 393, not a big discrepancy. In practical testing, we discovered the P5R's ability to focus the beam from a spot pattern to a flood pattern worked very well. Adjusting it to a tight spot, we were able to clearly identify a flat gray silhouette at 85 meters on a dark, moonless night. That's as good or better than other lights with higher lumen output. With 3 modes to choose from: low, high, and blink, we had no trouble switching between beam settings using the metal button on the end of the flashlight body. Rather than using a rubber-covered charge port, you use the magnetic charger to connect to the rear-mounted button, which serves as the charger contact. Testing lumens in the integrating sphere, we discovered that brightness dropped about 30 lumens in the first 3 minutes. This kind of initial drop is common with LED lights, but after 3 minutes we noticed the brightness started to drop 1 lumen about every 4 seconds. We observed this until the brightness got down to 110 lumens.
At number 3.
Streamlight 88612. Streamlight's Polytac USB-X was the top performer when it came to straight-up lumens. Starting at 554 lumens after 30 seconds, it dropped to 334 at 15 minutes and stayed relatively steady, ending 30 minutes at 324, 100 lumens higher than any other light we tested. The fixed reflector projects a beam with a tight spot pattern that drops about 50% in brightness 5 degrees from the center on the left and right. At 50 meters, we could easily identify the crisp outline of our human silhouette, which was still clear out to about 90 meters. We found the nylon polymer flashlight body plenty grippy, and it felt less cold to the touch than aluminum in low temperatures. A 2-way clip allows the Polytac to slip inside or outside a pocket, oriented lens up or down. Our preference was outside, lens down. There are 3 pre-programmed function sets we were able to access using Streamlight's 10-tap selector switch. The selection process is a little awkward, but most people will use it only once to set the preferred programs, which include low/medium/high, high/strobe/low, and high only. When we did the runtime test with the light set on high, the Polytac USB-X ran for almost 5.5 hours before going dark.
Number 2 of my list.
Anker Rechargeable Boulder. The Boulder LC40 turned out to be a surprising value, with good runtime and a consistent 200 lumen output over time. Starting at just over 400 lumens when turned on, it dropped to 200 at about 3 minutes and didn't stray more than 10 lumens for the remainder of our half-hour-long test. We found the beam pattern to be slightly narrower and more focused than the Polytac USB-X above, which helped it throw nearly as far with fewer lumens. At 50 meters, we could clearly see the outline of our human silhouette, and it was still identifiable out to about 90 meters. The 5 light functions, high, medium, low, fast strobe, and slow strobe, are accessible with sequential clicks, about as simple a process as we found during testing. The aluminum body is completely sealed, so the battery can't be replaced. But a port at the butt end of the light is provided to recharge it.
And number 1.
MagLite ML50L LED. Despite measuring 342 lumens in our integrating sphere, the ML50L performed on par with brighter lights in practical testing. In beam drop-off testing, at a measured distance of 50 meters and using a focused spot pattern, we found our human silhouette was brightly illuminated and easy to identify. Pushing out beyond that to about 90 meters, we could still ID the silhouette. With the reflector adjusted in a flood pattern, the silhouette was identifiable at 50 meters, with a much wider area illuminated, but not as bright as the spot focus. With the reflector pulled back in floodlight orientation, we noted a dim zone in the center of the beam. The ML50L has 5 functions, high, low, eco, strobe, and momentary on, that are arranged in 4 function sets with 3 functions each. The general and outdoor function sets each feature high and low functions, with general including eco and outdoor including strobe.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.